Hello people, my name is Ferdy and in this tutorial I will show you how you can create a blog post archive page and a blog post single page template using Elementor Pro. Let me show you what we will cover in this tutorial. This is the blog archive page we will create, and in order to display the latest blog post we'll make use of the loop builder. This is the loop builder and here I can create anything I want. If I hover over here and it goes to the right, it will also happen over here. If I go to this image and at the style I say that the border radius should be 20, it will be 20 everywhere. We will do the same with a single blog post template. It's a matter of dragging and dropping so you can create exactly what you have in mind using Elementor Pro. So I have a breadcrumb, a featured image, a title. Really simple if I want to change that. Bring this over here. And here in the sidebar we'll make use of display conditions. What does it mean? I can decide that this banner will be displayed when the category of a blog post is tube body. And this banner will be displayed when it falls under the category Elementor. And this one with Hostinger. So if I go to this blog post about TubeBuddy, only TubeBuddy will be displayed. And if I go to a blog post about affiliate marketing, which includes Hostinger and Elementor, these two will be displayed and TubeBuddy will not be displayed. And of course, we'll make sure that everything we create in Elementor Pro will be optimized for all devices. This tutorial is part of a complete Elementor Pro tutorial that you can watch for free by going to ferdy.com/Elementor Pro. Hit enter and there you see the tutorial and all the other tutorials that are attached to that tutorial so you can learn anything you need to learn in order to create amazing websites using Elementor Pro. If you don't have Elementor Pro yet, let me show you how you can get it. You can go to ferdy.com/Elementor. Hit enter and you will be redirected to the Elementor Pro plugin page. There are 4 plans. If you take a look at the essential plan, that's for one website, but it does not have all the widgets there are. And it's also missing a few important features we need in this tutorial. So I would go for the advanced plan. That's 99 euros or dollars per year. You can install it on 3 websites. You have premium support and 82 widgets. And you also have the pop-up builder, custom code and CSS, e-commerce features and collaborative notes. Now let's continue with this tutorial. In order to create the blog page and a blog post template, I need to have blog posts. If you have them, that's great. If you don't have them, you can follow along in this tutorial. If you go to the images tutorial folder and then blog, there are 5 dummy blog posts you can import. Let me show you how. I click over here. I go to plugins, just kidding, to tools, import. And then WordPress, I click on install now. Run the importer, choose a file, desktop, images tutorial, blog, and then this one. 5 dummy blog posts. I open it and I click on upload and import. I assign all the blog posts to Ferdy and I click on submit. Now I go to media, add new media file, select files, and I go for blog post 1 until 5, holding shift, open. There they go. Then I go to the posts and there they are. I click on the first one to see if everything is working. Yes, I go back and now I hold Command or Control on the PC and I click on blog post 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is how I like to work when I edit a lot of things at the same time. On my Mac, I say Command Tab. Then I go to featured image, Command Tab, featured image, Command Tab, featured image, Command Tab, Command Tab. Then click, 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 click. Then I go to blog post 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for every blog post, I selected a different image. And now I say click, Command Tab, click. And now I click on update, 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 and update. So now I have 5 blog posts with 5 featured images. That's how I like to work. I go to the website and I go to the blog page and it looks beautiful. I wouldn't change anything. This is especially this that people need to figure out what's saying over here. Wow, I love it. No, of course not. We're gonna make this look so much better. But now at least we have something to work with. For the sake of the tutorial, I will import one more blog post. There it is. If I click on it, it looks like this. So there's room for improvement. And that's exactly what we're going to do. I have 3 comments. I will accept those. So now if I go to my blog post, the latest one, page down, I see them over here. So how can we configure this? First, I will configure the blog page. I mean the blog archive page, the overview with all the other blog posts, and then the single blog post template. So in order to do that, I go to the backend, to templates, theme builder. Then I go for an archive page. It says no template found. Want to create one? Yes. I click on add new. I start from scratch. I click on the plus. Now I click on publish. I add a condition. And for now, I just want to include it at all archives or the posts archive. Save and close. So now if I click on the I, and I go to the blog page, I see nothing because I need to add some information over here. Before I do that, I go to the home page, edit with Elementor, because we can copy and paste things within Elementor. So I click over here, right mouse click, copy. I can paste it here, but maybe you don't have that area in the website. I show you how you can create it in my complete Elementor Pro tutorial. If you don't have that, let me show you how to create this from scratch. I want to have things next to each other, or even better, I want to have 2 containers. I create a new area over here. Create a minimum height of 300 pixels. In that way, for now, I get rid of this area that's interfering with my content. So now, what do I want to display? I go to the structure. I call this one the title. I go to the style, gradient, color. The first color is light purple. The second one also, but then even lighter. Or you know what? Let's make the first color even lighter. Then I want to make it a radial at the bottom right. And I increase the location a bit and I decrease it drastically to around 50. Like that. Here at the left, I want to have a title or a heading that says blog. I go to the style, make it white, go to advanced, change it to inline. Then I go to the background and I make it darker. How about custom in pixels? And then I can play around with the padding. 5. I'll check this maybe a bit more over here. And I would like to have a border of 20 or 10. Now if I go to the blog post, the blog page, you see this over here. Then I want to tell something about my blog page. So I can click on the plus. I can go for a text area. Here below, go to the style, change the text color to white. And I leave it with that. And what I want is a breadcrumb so people can see where they are in the website. In order to do that, I need to install a plugin. So I go to the backend, plugins, add new, and I go for Yoast SEO. I will make a complete Yoast SEO tutorial again, but right now I just want to install one thing. So I'm not going to configure everything. Install Yoast SEO, by far the most popular SEO tool within WordPress. I activate it. And then I refresh the page, and there's Yoast SEO. Close this, close this. I go to the settings, I scroll down to advanced, and then I see BreadCrumb. I change this to an arrow to the right, shift, dot. That's it for now. Then I refresh this page. And now, look at this. If I search for BreadCrumb, it's from Yoast. I drag it here on top. Style, typography. I like to make it a bit bigger. Make it uppercase and a bit bolder. And the colors, white. Link also white. When people hover over it, then it can be orange. So in the case of our blog post or blog page, it says home blog, exactly what I want. There can be less space here. So what I can do, I can go to the container. Over there, I say 10 or yeah, 10 is okay with me. Then here at the right, there's a container. I prefer to have an image instead of a container. So I go for an image. I drag it in between. And then I get rid of the second container. I go for this image, PNG. Well, let's make it a lot smaller. What I do want to do is image, advanced. I want to align it at the end. Now I want to uncheck this. This is what I want. So now it's aligning like that. At the top, I say 60. At the bottom, I prefer to say 0 because I want to align this over here. But what I can do, click over here, advanced, uncheck, and at the bottom, increase it over here. So this image sticks here below. Let me make the image bigger. You can also click over here, go to advanced, make it grow. So it pushes the image to the right, unless I say over here, I increase the height. And it stays within the boundaries, within the width of our website. So if I refresh this, okay, well, let's bring this back a bit. Let's not expand it anymore. But what I can do, increase the percentage. Also here, I can also say, make it bigger. And that's how I like to play around. Refresh. And then if I want to, I can also click over here, go to width, custom, and then I say 400. Publish, refresh. So I like it. Nice overview. What I do not like, I like the header, but I prefer to have a transparent header, just like here. So in that case, I go to the Elementor page builder, to the theme builder, and then over here, I go to the header. This one is right now available or visible on my blog page. I want to turn it off, so I click on Edit Conditions, Entire Site, exclude the front page, and exclude a singular page, which is a page called blog. Save and close. That's better. Okay, I like this area. So now I want to display my blog post over here. How can I do that? I go back to the Elementor archive. Let's rename this by clicking here. Call this one the blog archive. Publish. So the next area, click on the plus. And what I can do a few things. I can click on the plus again, go for this structure and then click on the plus and I search for the post, or I see it already over here, archive posts. And now I can configure this, but I prefer to do something else. I can also work with the loop builder and it gives me more freedom to create what I have in mind. So I search for the loop builder or the loop grid. Okay, I have to create a template for this. So I click over here. I save the changes. So there's an area over here. That's the loop grid. And if I create something over here, it will be repeated through the loop grid. Let me illustrate it to you. If I search for an image, I drag it over here. And now with dynamic tags, if I select the featured image, it will fetch that from my blog post. So now if I save it and go back, I see all the images from all the blog posts. I can edit the template again, go over here, advanced, uncheck this. Then I go to style, border, 20 pixels, or even better, let's go to the image itself. (20 pixels). And now they all have 20 pixels in border radius. So now I can go for a heading or a post title. I can drag it here below. It looks weird. Let me make it H2. Then I go to the style. I go to typography. I say capitalize and make it less big. Increase the line height. And then I go to semi-bold. Let's make it bold. Save and back. Now I see all the titles. So that's how you can work with the loop builder. What else do I want to show? An excerpt. Like that. And then a read more button. Over here I say read more. And then I want to have a dynamic link. And that is the post URL. When people hover over it, I go to advanced, transform, hover, offset, X, 10, like that. And I can also go to the image over here, content, link it to a custom URL, which is also the post URL. When I go to the image and I go to the style, I can go to the hover area. I can add a CSS filter, so I can make it a bit brighter, a bit more contrast, a bit more saturation. Give it a 0.5 seconds to adjust. So when you hover over it, you see a small adjustment. Then I go to the container layout. I think 30 pixels is a lot distance in between things. Let's say 20, publish. Let's take a look at the blog page. Now it looks like that. And what I see is that the read more button is lower than here because of there's less text. So if you want to adjust everything, that's what I want to do. I go to the third element, excerpt. I go to advanced and I say grow. That will push everything down, but they're still not aligned. That's why I go to the container height, layout, minimum height. And I go for 450, or I increase it a bit more, 480, or 70. Publish. So now they're all aligned. The same I want to do with the images, because right now it looks weird. So what I can do, I can click over here. I can go to the width. Well, that's 100%. Then I can go to the height. And I prefer to maintain the aspect ratio of 16:9. So I say 200, object fit, cover. And now they're all 16:9, even though those images have a different aspect ratio. Okay, it's still not working. So what I need to do, change it from percentage to pixels. $360. Now everything has a nice aspect ratio, and the read more button is also at the same place. What else can we do? We can have pagination. So if I would say, let me go save and back. Now I can go to the loop builder, edit it. By default, I have 3 columns. I can say 4. Let's say 3. And I can also say I want to have a maximum of 3 items per page. That brings us to the pagination area. I can say I want to have numbers. So I can go to number 2. I can have numbers or numbers and previous and next. I like that. I go to the style. There's not a lot you can do. That's what I don't like. I would like to have a circle around it. I can't do that, and I need to use CSS. Let's keep it with default. A bit bolder. And then I want to have more space. So spacing, let's say 30 pixels. Awesome. And then the way it's loaded, let's go to content, pagination. I prefer Ajax. Publish. It can be that I need to resave some settings. So let's see. If I go to page 2, okay, it's working. If it's not working for you, then go to the backend, to tools, settings, permalinks, and save those twice. Block page. Awesome. A really important question to ask yourself is, how does it look on a different device? So let me show you how you can optimize your blog archive page for all devices. How does it look on a different device? Okay, so far so good. Let's bring this back to 6. Layout. 6. Publish. I can also edit the template. Turn off the height. Publish. Save it and go back. Now I can go over here and say equal heights. So that makes it even better. Publish. I was here looking at this view. I think that's fine. In the smartphone, let's increase or decrease the space like that. And then over here, advanced. Just for the mobile, I go to transform, offset, bring it a bit more to the center. Publish. Okay, for the template, let's see. It still looks okay. For the smartphone, I go for the image, style. That's still great, Command Z, but the height should be different. Until that point where it starts to go a different direction. So Publish. So it's optimized for all the devices. Let's see, if I go to a blog post, it looks like this. Well, I don't like that. So how can we make that look better? Let me show you. I think the blog archive looks great. Of course, you can do your own thing, give it your own spin. I'm happy with it. What I want to show you now is how you can create a single post template. And that template will be used for all blog posts you have on your website. Let me show you how to make that. In order to create a single blog post template, I go to our blog post. It looks like this because it has no configuration whatsoever. And in order to do that, in order to create a configuration, I go to Elementor and I go to the theme builder. I go for a single post area and I click on the plus, add new. I don't need to have a pre-made template. I start from scratch. And I click on the plus, flexbox area down. I want to make this 300 pixels. And then I want to click on publish. I want to add a condition. I want to add this to a post. All posts. Okay. So if I were to refresh this, you would see nothing anymore. So it's working. Awesome. Then I click on the plus again. If I cannot do that, I click on the plus over here. Create an area with 2 columns like this. Then I go to the structure and I bring this container top. I call this one temp because it's just for the space. And this is 2 columns. Container left, blog post, and double click sidebar. Over here, I changed the width from 33 to 66.66. And at the other one, I changed it to 33.33, or even better, 33 and 67. Go to the columns. So the overview, I can give this a background. Maybe really light. Just for now. Publish. And I go to the blog post area and I can click on the plus and I go for the BreadCrumb or close it. I go to the blog page, edit with Elementor, or I want to edit the blog archive. Copy. Paste. Change the colors. By default, they can be text color, the link color also. When people hover over it, they see this. Publish. So this is what we see so far. Interesting. What else do I want to show? I click on the plus. I want to show an image. Of course, the featured image. So I click on this dynamic tag area and I go for the featured image. Go to the style, 20 pixels. Then I want to have the title. And since we're working on the single template, automatically I see a lot of related elements. So I go for the post title. There it is. It is H1. So it has the same style as on our homepage, which is this with the background. So I can click on it, go to style, make the text color white, but I don't want to display it like this. So I bring this back. What I will do, post title advanced, I give this a CSS class. I call this one blog title. Then publish. I go to the site settings, custom CSS, I scroll down and then I say dot blog title H1 opening, closing. I say background hashtag FFF. And now there's no more background. Or it is white. I want this to be transparent, so what I also can say is RGB opening 0, 0, 0, 0, and no space. Bam. So no more background. Save the changes. Close this. Then I go back. I want this to be H1. You can have only one H1 per page. And this is the title, so it's the most important one. So it needs to be in H1, but I don't want to style it like this. So I go to the post title style, typography, and then I say transform to capitalize. So only the first letter of every word looks like that. And then I go to typography, make it a lot smaller. And less big. Yeah. Okay, one more thing. There are still some styles that are applied over here. So what I will do, I'll overwrite them by going to custom CSS, add something else, padding 0 pixels. So that looks better. Save the changes, close it. Okay, so far, so good. Look at this. I can click on the plus, or I go to single and then I go for the post content. Wow. A lot of big titles. So let me publish it and let's see how it looks. Very big titles. I think the text can also be a bit bigger. So in order to do that, I go to the site settings, typography, and then the body text. Let's make it 18 and 32, or maybe 36, the double. That's a lot. 32. Okay. By default, every H2 looks like this because that's what we have on the homepage. But I don't need that for my blog post. So again, I can do something especially for this area. I go to the content, I go to advanced, and then CSS class, I say normal titles. Copy this. Then I go to the site settings, custom CSS, dot, paste, opening, closing, background, always test if it's working, hashtag, yes. So what I want to do, H2, okay, I'm having the right areas, and then I want to say text, transform, capitalize. So it will only make a capital of every first letter. What else do I want to do? Font size, a bit smaller. How about 30 pixels? How about 26? And then the third one, font weight, semi bold, or bold and 22, smaller. And then I say margin bottom minus 10 pixels. I mean, margin minus 10 is a lot, minus 6, or even 0. Okay, how about 10 in the plus or 4 in the plus? Yes. Okay. Save the changes. It's really important that that's readable, our blog post. So this is how it looks now. There's not a lot of space over here. So what I can do, I can go to the site settings again, to custom CSS, blog titles, margin bottom. Also just say margin 0 pixels, 0 pixels, and 0 pixels. and the area above T. Gives it some more space. Save the changes. I need to change the name over here. Single post. Publish. Refresh. Blog. There you go. And my website is a bit bigger, so the normal screen would look like this, I think. That's great. So there are a few things we can do. We can go to the two columns. The first one, go to advanced or style, create a background like that, and play around with it. And the margin, I prefer to keep it as it is. And also for the two columns, get rid of the background. I think that looks clean. Then I also have the right area, and here I want to display advertisements, sidebar, image, right over here. I can go to files. I decided to go with those two. So let's add Hostinger. Okay, I go to the sidebar, uncheck. Then I can have a link over here on the first image to https ferdy.com/Hostinger. Open in a new tab, publish. Then I go to advanced and then go for a border, solid, white. Let's see how it will look. You may think, why should I have a white border if the background is white? Let me show you in a minute. Because I can also have a boxed shadow. Maybe a bit horizontally to the right, vertically down, blur, spread a bit more. Let's say 12 and 12. I want to decrease. I want to make it more transparent. Publish. Well, no, thank you. That's way too much. Image. Three and 3. And more transparency. Okay. Then I go to the blog page because there I can see how it really will look. Okay. I go to the sidebar. Top 60. Bottom 60. I want to stick this with us, so I click over here. Layout, motion effects, sticky, top. And I want to have an offset of 60 pixels because of the menu. Go to the blog page, single block. So if the menu comes, okay, it doesn't have to be like that. So I can say 0. I think that's great. It's really close to each other. So what I can do, I can go to the two columns, layout, and say, how about 30 pixels? So there's a bit more space in between those areas. sticks with us. Okay, then I can duplicate it. Go for the second one, Elementor. Change it to Elementor. Publish, and that will automatically also stick with us. They're really big, the images. All the way down, it still sticks with us. So I go to the section motion effects, and I want it to stay in the column. So at the end, it will stay there. Right now, I want to talk about display conditions, a powerful tool within Elementor Pro. Instead of trying to explain it to you right now, I'm just going to show you how it works. Let's say I want to have a link over here that's related to TubeBuddy. Let's duplicate it one more time. I don't see it anymore. I cannot go there because it's sticking with us. So I need to go to the structure. I can call this one TubeBuddy. I can turn this off, turn this off. And now I see the third one. I can change it. Upload files. I go to the desktop, images tutorial, blog, and then TubeBuddy. Okay, there we go. And here I say TubeBuddy. Publish. So for now, I also say, just for the sake of the tutorial, I go to responsive, turn it off for the desktop. Also the second one, advanced, responsive, turn off. So I only see this. What I can do now, go to TubeBuddy, I go to advanced layout, and then here it says display conditions. This is really interesting. So this is about TubeBuddy. So what I can say, only display this image when, and then I click over here, I can add a condition. The category is, for instance, TubeBuddy, or the category is TubeBuddy guides. Save and close. Publish. Now, if I go to the blog page, to this one, disappears. Because I said it should be in the category TubeBuddy or the other one. Now, if I edit the post and over here at categories, I turn off those two. So it's not in those categories anymore. It is gone. This is so interesting because now at the single post template, I can have all these. Let me bring them back. All these ads. And with display conditions, I can link them to the right blog posts. So let's take a look at another blog post. Blog post 5. It's now showing them both. If I click on edit post and go to categories. So let's say subcategory 2. Click over here. When the category is subcategory 2, then it should appear. Go to the blog page. Now it appears. But if I go to another blog, this one, it will not appear because this does not contain the category subcategory 2. So you can make a list over here with a few ads you want to display, and then you can assign the right ads to the right pages. I can also assign it to a specific post. So how TubeBuddy. So if I need to get rid of this and this again. If I click over here, I could also say, instead of using this and this, I can say if the page title is how. Okay, it's not a page, of course. So I should say the post title is Tube body. Save it. Publish. Blog. To body. And there it is. So that's how you can work with display conditions. Pretty cool if you ask me. So how are you doing? How is it looking so far? It sticks with us. I can read the blog post. There's a bit of space over here. Text is readable. How does it look here below? There's a few more things we can do. For instance, I can edit the page with Elementor, go to the single post template. What I want to do, the whole container, I want to give it a background. Here at style, gradient from color. Let's do this one to another color. Text. I change, or I leave the angle as this. Let's see. It starts with red. So what I will do, I start with a really light color. Let me first go to secondary, and I make that color a lot lighter. Okay, then I go to the second color. Something like that. So the more I scroll down, the more purplish it becomes. But I don't want to have a purple text or a purple background at this text. So what I will do, click over here. I go to the, let me see the post content. Then I go to advanced, or even better, I go to the blog post container. Scroll down all the way so I see the results. Here's the purple background. I go to style, background type color, white. Okay. Then I go to the border radius, 20. So this is the whole blog post container. So everything that's included. And I think I should take a look at the, yes, I should go to advanced and the padding because it's now, there's no space in between. So I should have a space of 30 pixels. So here, okay, you see there's no space here. So I should fix that. At the top, I should say 60. Okay. So far, so good. This sticks with us. Okay. This aligned very well. What I want to do, I want to add a few more things over here. So I click here and I want to go to a new element and search for comments, post comments. I can drag them here below within the left container like this. There's one thing I don't like about this. We cannot style this within Elementor. Here I have to do it with this. There's not a lot I can do, but what I can do, I will do, and that's this. There's no comment over here, so I need to go to the blog page, this one, page down. Okay, so over here, right mouse click, inspect, or I go to the comments, advanced, I give this a class, I say blog post, comments, copy this. I think this is an H2. So I go to the site settings, custom CSS, dot blog post comments H2, font size 10 pixels. Yes, that's working. So I can say 20. And I can say text, transform, capitalize. Okay. Save the changes. Right mouse click, inspect. Again, say enter over here, font size 20 pixels. Yes. Okay, how about, okay, let's copy this, refresh the page, I scroll down. I go to the site settings, custom CSS, paste this. That's 20. That's a lot. How about 12, 14? Okay. I can also take a look over here. Save the changes. I should have pixels over here. Yes. Right mouse click, inspect. Wait a minute. Okay. I should leave the color away. Save the changes. If all the headers are black, I just close Elementor. Click on the eye. And click on Edit with Elementor. Now everything is back to the color it should be. Right mouse click. Okay, you know what? Let's go to that blog post. Paste down. Right mouse click. Inspect. Elementor Kit H3. Copy. Custom CSS. Okay. Colors okay. Or let's check it. Okay, I don't see it yet. Here. So I can go to this one. Let's see if it really is an H3. I go to the blog page. This is how I roll. Sometimes it just takes a while to figure something out. And that's what I like when it works. I'm happy when it doesn't work. This is back to normal. So let's see what is happening here. Right mouse click, inspect. Title, comments. That's even better. Okay. Is this one okay? Yes. Title, comments. I think it's a class. You know what I try? Always background. Yes. Okay. Now I have the right area. Now I can say which color it should be. Oh, I think the color is okay. Font size 24 pixels. Why is this not working? Font, weight, bold. Okay, it is working. Font size, why is that not working? I don't know. Let's see. Inspect. Font size 60. So it seems that I have to do something over here. So if I would say 24, there, it works. So I copy this, go to the site settings, custom CSS, long blog post. Okay, get rid of this. Okay, and then I wonder if I even need this. Yes, I need it. Or let me see if I can paste it here. Yes, so I don't need this one. Perfect. What else? With this area, people can leave a comment, but what else do I want to display over there? Well, great that you ask. I go to Command I, click on temp, then I click on the plus, and I want to have some recent blog post. So if I go to the plus, and since I'm here at the single post template, I see a few nice things over here. Featured image, table of content, the author, so I can say something about myself. Well, that's not much. What I can do, I can click on the eye, go to the backend or here to edit profile, scroll down and say something about myself, or even better over here. Something like that. I can have some links over here. So YouTube, for instance. Instagram. Facebook. Update profile. Now if I would go, it's already published. Let me go to a blog post. This is what I see. Well, doesn't look that appealing. I can also drag it over here. If I click on it, I can show my profile picture, the picture size, display the name, link it to a website if I want to. I can show my biography. I can show all posts. Play around with the image size. But that's okay. Then here below, click on the plus. I want to show the post navigation. And I want to place it here below. Okay, how do I want to display that? I think it can be bigger. So let's make this bold. 16. And the title even bolder and probably a different color. $20 or 18. And then also bold, semi-bold. And then here below, finally, I want to show the post, most recent post. So I go for this one, or I get rid of this. I go to the blog page, edit with Elementor, the blog archive, right mouse click, copy, right mouse click, paste. There you go. I click on it. And now I say, show only 3. No pagination. And then it's the same. And the great thing is when I change something in the loop, it will also be changed on the blog archive page. So I click on edit template, because over here, I want to link this. I also want to link this post URL. So now if I go to the blog page, this is a link, but also if I go to this page or single post and I take a look over here, then this is also the title. Well, if it's the title, I prefer to go to the style. There's no hover over here. Then I go to transform, hover, offset. How about 5? That's enough. That's a little bit of change. Let me see. Publish. Blog page. This one. Scroll down. Now there are related posts. I only need a title. So what I will do, click on the plus. Go for a heading. Let me see. Command I. Okay, I need to get out of this area. And now on top, I can have a heading. So I search for a heading. Yes, and then I can say more blog posts. 24. Okay, over here, style, background overlay. Grab this one. No repeat. Position, bottom right. Opacity fully visible. CSS. 60. And display custom. Make it a bit smaller. Publish. So now if I take a look at the final result of my blog post, it looks like this, the blog page and then the blog post. This sticks with us based on which blog post people are reading. There's a nice gradient. When I have my website in normal view, you see this can stick with us easily. Previous blog post. I can go to the next one. Something about me. More blog post. Okay, I can go to this area, get rid of it. Go to the blog post again, page down. That's really close. So click over here. At the bottom I say 60 or maybe 120. Publish, refresh. Okay, I think it's still not good enough. Okay, how about 180? Publish, blog, page, single post, like that. Now there's no space over here, of course. So let's say 60. What else? If I scroll up, I see BreadCrumb, featured image, the title, but I want to have more information over here. So I can click on the plus and I want to drag post info over here. It looks like this. How can we make this look better? Well, first of all, what do I want to display? The author, the date. I don't want to show the time, so I close that, but I do want to show the amount of comments. I can also add items and add things like these, but I'm okay. So let's go to the author. I can do a few things. I can change the type. I can have something before. The Ferdy. I can have an avatar, so it shows my face. No, thank you. I can have a link. So if you click over here, you see all my blog posts. And I can have an icon. Let's say custom. I can change it. So I can go for a user. This one, for instance. Then the second one, date, custom. Let's go for an agenda or calendar. I like this one. And then the comments is perfectly fine. I would like to change the style over here. So I go to the style, space in between. I can have a divider. I'm okay. The icon, I want to make the icon orange and a bit bigger. And then the text, let's make it the text color, no indent, typography. Let's increase it like that. And let's see, a bit bolder maybe. That's okay. Publish, blog, click over here, from Ferdy, on this date, with these amount of comments. And if I click over here, I go to the comment section. So I'm happy with that. What else? And also for the single blog post template, I'm going to show you how you can optimize it for all devices. Really important. How does it look on a different device? Do I want to have a sidebar? When I'm on a tablet, I go to the two columns and I say layout below each other. this one will be 100%. And this one will also be 100. Let's place things in the center like that. 100%. And then I go to the image style. How about pixels on a tablet? I make it 350. Here also style pixels 350. And here style 350. I click over here. I go for 45. And this is all fine. Previous post. Then I go to the smartphone. It looks like this. Okay. I think it's great to read it like this. It's doable. So that is how we have created the blog page. One more thing. I need to go to the homepage because I want to show my newest tutorials, or this is not tutorials. Okay, let's say newest blog post. So I can edit this with Elementor. Let's say, okay, let's copy this. Go to style, gradient, light purple. Click over here. Maybe use a darker color over here. Click over here. Make this white, and then I say recent tutorials. Get rid of this stuff. And then I want to go over here. Copy. Paste. Okay. And then I bring this back to light. Something lighter. This back to the dark one, and it's already optimized for all devices. Newest tutorials, recent posts. And there they are. Publish. So now also our homepage is up to date with the latest blog posts. Thank you for watching this tutorial. This tutorial is part of a complete Elementor Pro tutorial that you can watch for free by going to ferdy.com/Elementor Pro. Hit enter, and there you see the tutorial and all the other tutorials that are attached to that tutorial, so you can learn anything you need to learn in order to create amazing websites using Elementor Pro. Thank you for watching this tutorial. If you like this video, then please like the video and feel free to subscribe for more upcoming tutorials on how to make websites and generate money with them. Have a great day and good luck with your business and with your life.